make videos discussing and breaking down different archetypes of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine basically is us, it's women. There are 8 different types of archetypes when we discuss the divine feminine. And I'm going to make a video, an individual video on all of them. I'm going to be addressing every single one. This is how I kind of want to start my YouTube channel, and I want to start the conversation, diving into all these different types of archetypes, because I think it's important. And I think every single woman, if we look at each other through these lens, will be more compassionate, considerate towards one another, and we will also start to focus on what's most important, which I think is self-love and self-confidence. I think the lack of self-love and the lack of looking at ourselves in the mirror and swallowing those really heavy and dark pills that some of us run our whole lives trying not to swallow, that is most important, and what I want to really focus on my channel, because I really do think that all suffering and all of our insecurities and our needing for validation and our needing for love from men and things like that come from lack of this. Okay, so when we first talk about the wounded feminine, usually this will show up in a woman through desperation, lack of confidence, competitiveness, jealousy, just to name a few. This usually is a result of trauma, whether from her childhood or as she got older. It doesn't really matter, but it's usually resulting in this woman has suffered trauma of some sort. First archetype that I would love to get into is going to be the mother archetype. Now, this archetype, we see it every single day. Obviously, we all have a mother, but where things get a little tricky is how our mothers show up, how they operate within this archetype, if they are in their light or if they are remaining in their shadow. When I mean light and shadow, we all have it. We all have our light side and we all have our dark side, of course, obviously. Now, how we present to the world, that's up to us and what we decide. And I think it's extremely important that if you are a mother, that you make it a point and that it's important to you to always show up in that light side. Now, when a mother is in her light side, she profoundly understands unconditional love. This can be seen through many aspects. We honestly see it all the time. Mothers will have unconditional love for their children, obviously. They came from them, they're a part of them. But it also comes with boundaries. What you're teaching them, if the teachings really stem from love and self-love, and the mother is caring, supportive, devoted, and highly passionate to her children. She will always put the children first above anyone and anything. She will make sure that the children are always taken care of, that they have everything they need. And when I say everything they need, I don't mean just physically, which a lot of people I feel like tend to get a little confused here. I mean in all aspects. So emotionally, physically, you're going to provide the child the tools that they're going to need to succeed in the outside world. You know, you're going to make sure that most that your child is filled with confidence for themselves, that they love themselves, that they value themselves, and that they know that you also hold them in that light and hold them in that pedestal as well. Now, when a mother is operating from her shadow side, sorry, I'm looking at my iPad. A lot of us have had mothers like this, me included. Usually we'll see this manifest through the mothers that are male-centered. They put men in front of their children, they'll put friends in front of their children, they will put everybody else's needs in front of their children, hers included. This will lead to a lot of problems within the child and within yourself in your own life. This is where you have narcissism stemming from, resentment. You'll have a lot of emotional and physical problems in the physical realm. But another way that this can also show is that the mother will forget to pour into herself, which I see a lot of mothers doing. They'll pour into everybody else and they forget themselves. They won't go out to get their nails done. They won't go out to get their hair done. They won't take that day off for the spa day. You know, a lot of key things that you need to rejuvenate and to show up for the children and the husband in your life. A lot of you are forgetting marriage is important. It's extremely important, okay? When I say it's important, I don't really mean for the reasons that you all may think, which I see a lot in other people's comments, which is marriage doesn't keep a man, marriage is just a piece of paper, so on and so on. When I say that marriage is important, I'm saying it from, and only from, the standpoint of you as a woman and your child. The law, you know, the protection that marriage certificate will always provide you and the child, period. Now, if you are going to be an intentional person, and that includes mothering and operating from the mother archetype, marriage is going to be included in that. If you're not going to have children, obviously, there's no need for you to get married, obviously. But if you do want children, of course, there's going to be a need for you to get married, period. Okay, you don't need to have the big wedding, you don't need to have the pizzazz, but you are going to need that paper. Why? Like I said, it's going to provide structure, it's going to provide stability, and it's going to provide that secureness and that protection that you and the child are going to need. Now, when this doesn't happen, that's when we see mothers operating from the shadow, because they don't have that support system. They don't have that ability to be able to take a day off and, you know, do what they need to do to, you know what I mean, take care of themselves so that they can show up for the child. Now, this is going to be very important, because I see also a lot of you saying, well, oh, a lot of married women are married but they're still single in the marriage. Okay, fine, that's, you know, you're not wrong. But what I don't agree with is that you guys say this as an excuse and as a cop-out. Yes, that's true, there's a lot of married women that are single in their marriage, but at the end of the day, they didn't vet right. They didn't see and understand how this man operates, how he shows up every single day for himself, how he shows up every single day for her, for yourself. You're gonna see that, okay? I don't really care. The men are not these master manipulators. They are not Superman that they can just hide everything. If you are taking your time to vet and you are taking your time to see how this man operates, every single little thing you need to take into account. Every single little red flag needs to mean something. You can't just excuse because you're in love. You can't just ignore the huge flags that are waving in your face because you're in love. Everything is important. And if you're going to be a mother with intention, everything needs to count. Obviously, things do fall apart. Things obviously don't work out the way they should be. But if they don't, you're always going to have at least that protection and that inner knowing that you did everything that you could. And that even if things don't work out, you shouldn't really invest and put your whole soul into another person. If anything, you should always and foremost put that light and soul into the child and into knowing that that child will grow up and change, you know, the world, the society. I mean, that should be your main goal, to make sure that the child is taken care of, that it's loved, that it knows the importance of love, and that compassion and, you know, that unconditional love stays within that child. Because if we really focused on that, there would be a lot less issues in the world, truly. A lot of male-centered women tend to get lost in this message. I'm not saying that you guys aren't good mothers, but at the same time, I kind of am. I'm sorry. Because I don't believe you can be a good mother if you are male-centered and if you place such a huge responsibility on your happiness with you being in a relationship, period. Okay? You should have things outside of motherhood and outside of the marriage that are going to fulfill you and that make you, you know? That shouldn't be your whole identity. And if it is, which there's nothing wrong with that, please make sure that you are taking the time to read books and go outside and meditate and take the time that you need to always come back to self and return to your root, because that gets lost time and time again. And I feel like that's why we see this, you know what I mean, this desperate vibe, this desperate energy within women. We see a lot of women putting men on pedestals when it should be the opposite. Now, of course, the mother archetype doesn't have to do with children. Obviously, you can embody this archetype if you don't have children. I think the mother archetype has to do with embodying the kindred and nurturing spirit that we associate with motherhood. And I think that that's important to have in every single woman. I think most of us have that naturally. And even if you haven't tapped into that, you still do, because you love your animals, you love your hobbies, the things that you love and that are important to you, it will come out of you as a woman. It always does. I always see it, even in the most, I'm trying to word this correctly, even in the most non-traditional women, I see this coming out, you know, like in the way they talk about the things that they're passionate about and the things that they love. Now, when we look at this from a society standpoint, like how you can have these characteristics of the mother, a good example that I like to use is Charlotte from Sex and the City.
We had 2 of these, so we're going to be stopping a lot.
Hey, nice outfit. Is there going to be some belly dancing at the shower?
Yeah, right after the gifts.
Oh, shit. I totally spaced. I forgot to buy her a present. How tacky is it to give the mother to be a fistful of cash?
Oh, don't worry about it. You can go in on mine.
You bought a pregnant woman a bottle of scotch?
The invitation said BYOB. That meant bring your own baby.
Well, what did you get her?
Condoms.
Seriously, what'd you get her?
Seriously? They're pastel.
Hey, guys!
Oh.
Wait! Hey, guys! Wait for me!
Oh, my God.
Wait!
Look at the size of that thing. We could drive that to Connecticut.
I'm putting my name on that card.
All right.
Go.
Does anybody know how to drive?
Really fits this role, period, but even before she got married and even before she had kids. When you look at her character, she is very caring, very sweet, loves her friends, always shows up for them. She kind of has this maternal instinct to her throughout the show. Even in the earlier seasons, she's the sweet you know, girl. She's the sweet girl of the group. It's very important to her to keep that sweetness and almost childlike innocence to her. And I think that's what the mother archetype is all about. I'm gonna put a chart right here, and I'm just gonna break down everything in the chart. Now, when we look at the mother archetype, usually their deepest desire is to be of service. Their goal is to contribute to other people's happiness, to help and nurture. Your signature move is being attentive. I can see this. Another example I'll give with someone that fits the mother archetype is Meghan Markle. If you have seen her show, she is so intentional, I mean, with everything that she does. We see that a lot with her. I mean, in her documentary with Prince Harry and also in her new cooking show, just the gift baskets that she prepares for her guests. And if a friend of hers isn't feeling so well, she'll go out and, you know, send them a gift with a handwritten letter. And her deepest fear usually will be feeling useless and feeling not appreciated. But just like how there's a good side of this archetype, there's also the shadow side of the archetype. And how we see this take form is codependency, desperation. Those are the shadow aspects of the mother archetype, and I see this every day with women online, with women in real life, and it's not necessarily the worst thing, but it's something that you need to fix and really work at every single day. Obviously, I've worked at it myself, and I feel like every woman at some point in her life has to work through that and really nitpick and disengage. I'm gonna bring Charlotte up again because I just think she is the most accurate depiction of this archetype. Is that yes, Charlotte was sweet, innocent in a lot of ways, very particular, but at the same time, if we take a look at her character, she always had those boundaries up. She always knew what she wanted, and no one could come in and bend them. Will men look at her and try to bend these boundaries in a way? Yes, obviously, we saw it throughout the show. A lot of men tried to, because she was so sweet and this innocent little character, the men usually thought that she was naive in a way, and in a lot of ways she was, but in herself and, you know what I mean, her confidence and her self-love, she never was naive in that ever. She always knew what she wanted, and if she didn't know what she wanted, she sat and she thought, okay? She sat down, she talked to herself. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes you have to sit and talk to yourself and ask yourself those questions. And some of us are lucky enough to have amazing friendships that we can, you know, just ring, and they'll give us their perspective and help us figure out what we want to do or what questions we want to ask. But if you don't have that, you always have yourself. And you can always sit and ask yourself, okay, am I comfortable with this? Is this bending my boundary? Am I sacrificing myself? Am I compromising? She never compromised, ever. And that is extremely important. Now, Sex and the City obviously has a lot of great show, but clearly it has a lot of ill examples. I mean, Charlotte obviously did end up sacrificing and compromising at the end when she got with Harry, which is something I don't agree with, and I never will agree with. I don't think that you as a woman should compromise or sacrifice for a man. I do believe that if as a woman you compromise, you're gonna lose, point blank period. We saw that a little bit with Charlotte in Sex and the City.
Believe me, I never thought a chick's a goddess like you would fall for a putz like me.
You're not a putz.
Do you even know what putz means?
Yes. Schmuck.
You sure you're not Jewish?
The next day, Charlotte boldly went where no York had gone before, the synagogue.
Shalom. Where would I find the rabbi?
His study, inside.
Thank you. Are you the rabbi?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Charlotte York, and I'm here today because I would like to consider joining the Jewish faith.
We're not interested.
Hello, I need to report a very rude man. I was just saying that my name is Charlotte York, and I would like to consider joining the Jewish faith.
And after 3 unreturned phone calls, Charlotte decided to make a house call.
Hello, Rabbi. I brought you some kosher wine.
I'm sorry, but my husband can't see you now.
Excuse me. I don't mean to be rude, but I think he can.
Miss, what?
Look, I am 37 years old. I'm reproductively challenged. I'm in love with a Jewish person, and it took me 20 years to find him. I don't have time to play these games.
All right, Charlotte. Lesson number 1. You have to give it a rest because it's about to be Sabbath, the day of rest. You want to be a Jew? Sit. Watch. Learn.
Oh, that is so sweet. But actually, I'm supposed to meet my boyfriend. I can skip it.
Come, girls, gather.
Sorry.
When she abandoned her religion and converted to the Judaism religion for a man, I mean...
Hey, you can come on in now. Sorry it's so late.
What's all this?
Well, since it's our first Shabbos together, I wanted to make it a little special.
A little? This is phenomenal.
I just need to get the candles and then we can say the bracha.
Carlos Silva now in the Philly bullpen. Roland pinches in at third. Cedeno squares, Bonds foul.
Oh, come on.
He was sacrificing. He was trying to drop one down as though he was...
Honey, please turn that off. We're about to eat.
Not a good-looking play at all.
Smells incredible. And you made brisket. I cannot believe you made brisket.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, sweetie. I cannot believe you made all this. What did I do to deserve you?
I feel the same way. I've been thinking about blessings, and you are such a blessing to me. What do you... Why is the TV on?
It's on mute.
Mute? Mute? We're having Shabbos dinner.
It's a big game, honey.
Turn it off. I want you to turn it off right this minute.
But it's...
Off now.
Let me just watch this one pitch.
I gave up Christ for you, and you can't give up the Mets?
It's gonna be a long life if you keep that up. I gave up Christ for you. Take out the trash. I gave up Christ for you. Pick up your socks.
Do you have any idea how hard I worked to prepare this meal for you? I went to Zabar's every day this week. I had to make 30 matzo balls just to get 4 that were the right size and shape. Not to mention the months of studying and cramming like a maniac to convert to Judaism. And what have you done for me? Set the date. Set the date.
What are you talking about?
You said you couldn't marry me unless I was Jewish, and now I'm Jewish. Set the date.
You're acting crazy. Do you hear yourself?
Do you know how lucky you are to have me? Do you know how we look?
We saw that little clip of her making this whole spread, and Harry, whatever. He could care less, honey. That baseball game was on, and that's what he was focused on. And that was I feel like the writers were showing us, if you compromise, this is what might happen. And I know you guys are going to come in the comments and be like, well, Charlotte had the best relationship, blah, 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 blah. But did she, though? Because if we saw the movies, he was still looking at the younger babysitter, like things like that. I just feel like it's not good, okay? If you have to compromise in a relationship, it's not going to be the relationship for you, period. Oh my god, this is my first video, so I'm just trying to get out here and not be so scared of the camera and really try to get my thoughts out. Obviously, I don't know if I'm going to post this or not, or if I'm even ending this on a good note, but hopefully the next time we see each other, I can get into the more archetypes within the Divine Feminine, and we can also break those down as well. I didn't really get into everything that I wanted to, but my phone is telling me that I don't have any more storage, so I'm just going to make this a cute little simple intro. Maybe I'll redo the Mother Archetype video another time and just post this to just get something out there, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'm so excited to, build a community and finally get myself out there and my thoughts.